P. In last week's critical Q&A, you made a reference about the older RPFers being more prone to spending their money on cigarettes, and then a statement that made me think less physical exertion was expected of them because they were older. Did I hear that right? Being in my mid-60s, the thought of running everywhere, let alone up 7 flights of steps, makes me hurt. The idea of losing some weight is appealing, but I would probably die if I were put on the RPF and expected to keep up with the 20 to 30-year-old crowd. Is some deference given to those less physically able? In a word, yes. Older people on the RPF were absolutely given some breaks in the rules and the running, and they were run to the edge of their ability as in terms of physical exertion. They were expected to push themselves, and the idea with the physical exertion, by the way, and this might help clarify some understanding with this, is yes, you are being forced to do hard physical labor. The reasoning behind it is that you are making up the damage you have done to the Sea Org through your earlier inaction and criminal actions that landed you on the RPF in the first place. You demonstrated to the Sea Org that you were treasonous to the Sea Org. You were not on the same page as everybody else. You did horrible, awful, bad things, and you're doing the RPF now to make up for that. So the hard work you're doing is supposed to be self-initiated, and this is just more of the mind screwery and control that goes on in Scientology, you see. They're yelling and screaming at you to move faster and harder and do all that, but what they're doing is actually just reinforcing what you're already doing to yourself. So you're pushing yourself, and you're in a frame of mind that you deserve all this punishment and that this is what's necessary for you to get your ethics in, quote unquote, and to make up the damage for all the horrible things you did so that you can, in clean and good conscience, rejoin the ranks of the Sea Org as a productive, ethical, contributory Sea Org member. You see? That's the mindset. That's where they get you. And that's why they say that the RPF is a voluntary assignment. I mean, you sign legal documents saying it's, that you volunteer to do it, but that's the frame of mind they get you in so that you will say that, right? And of course, all of this is puppet mastered by, the overall indoctrination and control system of Scientology and the Sea Org. So the older people would push themselves, but we all knew they weren't going to keep up with the 20 to 30-year-olds. That was just not even, that wasn't even a question. They would, when they were running, they would kind of hobble, maybe they would kind of be doing speed walking, right? When they were doing their physical work, if it wasn't, they wouldn't be doing the heavy lifting that we youngsters would be doing, and by youngsters, I mean the 20 to 30-year-olds. They wouldn't be carrying 7 or 8 folding chairs at a time. They might be carrying 2 or 3. But for them, that was hard physical labor for them, you see. That was the standard that was expected on the RPF, and that was how it was run. So, hope that answers your question.